Hello, everyone. This is the David Goodman Reality and Truth Show. Thank you so much for joining us today. My name is Vanita Lambert, and I want to welcome back Immaculate Can. Thank you for coming back.
Thank you for having me.
Yep, you were here a few months ago, and it was a pleasure to have you, and we invited you to come back anytime you like. This time, she's back as Democrat candidate for mayor, which is very exciting.
It is, it really is.
And we're going to get to hear all about her policies, what she stands for and everything. But first, I just want to always say to everyone out there, do your job to crush COVID. There's this new Delta variant that's coming back. And when I look at the news, it looks like the red, meaning high cases, are taking over. This disease or this virus is more contagious than the last one. My understanding is you can catch it. It's as contagious as the chickenpox were back in the days. So if you're able to take the vaccine to protect your family members, maybe small children that they don't have a vaccine for, whatever your reason are, if you're healthy enough to take it, please do so. And I will tell you, my reason for taking it is that 612,000 unvaccinated people died from COVID. That's all I needed to hear, and I got the vaccine.
Yes.
So whatever your reason is, do your job to crush COVID.
Absolutely.
Okay. And again, Immaculate, thank you and welcome back. It's such a pleasure to have you here.
Thank you.
And congratulations on your Democratic candidate mayor run. I hear it's going really well. So
yes, it is. And just to piggyback to what you were saying in terms of COVID, I myself had COVID back in March of 2020. And I'm going to really ask everyone, I am an ambassador for the vaccine, and having COVID, I'm really blessed that I was able to recover from it. But there's a lot of people that I know that has not recovered. And it is really a very deadly illness. It is not an illness none of us would want to take. I've lost many friends and family members due to COVID. So I'm asking everyone to also please make sure that you go and take the vaccine. As a nurse, I have my doctorate in nursing, and I will be the first to tell you the literature around that right now is not good. So please do your due diligence. Please go and get the vaccine. Please keep your family safe and keep yourself safe.
Amen.
And that's very important. So it is exciting. It is so exciting for me to be the endorsed, and I'm going to say I'm the endorsed Democratic candidate for mayor here in Stratford, Connecticut. My campaign is doing some exciting work in the community. We are just generating a lot of enthusiasm from the community and people. We are going to make history here in Stratford, and I'm calling it already. I say, I give God all the glory, all the praise, and all the honor, that I will be the first Haitian black female to be mayor here in the town of Stratford. And why, you're probably saying, why is this significant? We have 169 towns in Connecticut, 169 towns. And right now, we have one black mayor, one black female mayor in the entire state of Connecticut. So we have a slew of wonderful black candidates who are running right now. And I met them recently, and I'm excited to be, part of the group, to be running. We have just extremely professional slate of candidates that we have here in Stratford, who are coming with just really diverse background, which is a reflection of our town here, because our town is very diverse. And diverse background running on the ticket, and I am just extremely humbled and blessed and proud to be at the head of the ticket. So it is very exciting.
It's exciting for me as well, just to be a part of it, just to know that you've been the endorsed Democratic candidate for mayor, and as a Black female as well, because I feel like, you know, we're going to take over sooner or later.
Yes.
And it's about time. Speaking of diversity, not only is this a diverse, you know, state, it's a diverse country.
Yes.
And it starts with leadership. If you look at our new administration, it tells you a lot. And I don't need to go into detail. It just, you know, it kind of cuts the trail for where we need to follow. We need all types of people, both the genders, everything included. And I'm just so happy for you. I'm just sitting here with this silly smile on my face, you know, as she's speaking, because I'm just so proud and just so happy to be a part of it. And she's also one of my NCNW sisters, National Council of Negro Women sisters. But I want to just ask you and to talk a little bit about voting on a local level. Where, now this is something I lack. You know, I never knew the importance of voting on a local level. I never knew where to go vote. I never knew why to go vote. So why don't you tell us a little bit about some of the policies that you're fighting for and some of the changes you want to make?
Yes,
you know, just,
definitely.
Okay.
Well, one of the things that I'm going around teaching our community, that voting on the local level is so important, because these policies are really what's really impacting you on a day-to-day basis. So we're talking about issues regarding economic development, taxes, issues around education, equity in your town, and just the whole gamut of policies that are really affecting you on a day-to-day basis really has to do with you getting out to vote. This election is so important. So I'm going to go into why this election is so important. But in terms of the point you made about where to go and vote, you know, there's several places that you could go and you could call. First, you have a town hall. In your town hall, we have registrar of voters. And those registrar of voters will tell you exactly where your polling location is. So important that you contact, and those are actually the people that can actually tell you. And you just pick up the phone, you call your town hall, you ask to speak to your registrar of voters, registrar, and the registrar will look where you live and will firsthand tell you this is where you need to go and vote. You can also call my campaign. My campaign will be very, very happy to help you and provide direction. You could go on my website, which is www.immaculatecan.com. You can call me on my cell phone. And I am probably the only candidate that will give you her personal cell phone. And my cell phone is 203-521-2750, 203-521-2750. I will be more than happy to speak to you. I would be more than happy to provide direction that you need in terms of going to vote. I'm part of the League for Women Voters. I've been part of the league now for over a decade, and one of the things that I've always done is educate my community regarding the significance of voting and the importance of voting.
On a local level.
On the local level.
So in my town, although I'm from Bridgeport, I now live in West Haven, just to let us know that it's time to vote for a mayor or, you know, a councilwoman or what have you, we get a card in the mail.
Yes.
Okay? So that's an indication that there is something going on, because, you know, if you're working, you have children, you don't always know.
Absolutely.
So we get a card in the mail that say, okay, there is a mayor race, and it's the date that you vote on is going to be, you know, say July 31st,
Absolutely.
and this is your voting poll.
Yes.
Does that happen in Stratford? Do they mail something out to every household in Stratford? And if you miss that, is it a little teeny postcard, 3x5? Is it a 5x7? What do they look for?
Yes.
And what are the dates?
Yeah.
We could just give the dates that you can
Absolutely.
go out and vote for mayor in
Absolutely.
Stratford.
Well, we're hoping in the Democratic side that we do not have a primary.
Okay.
A primary would mean that someone who's going to challenge me and for that person to be the candidate to run under the Democratic ticket. I'm the endorsed candidate right now, and we as Democrats, we have to do a better job of coming together, because it really doesn't help us when we fight among each other. It pulls resources away. And here in town in Stratford, we have a Republican regime. I'm going to say regime because they've been in power for 18 years. 18 years they've been in power in this town, and they're not moving this town forward because of lack of vision for the town. So I'm hoping there's no primary. If there is a primary, that date will be September 14th. Okay. That date will be Tuesday, September 14th. If we don't have a primary, we go on to the general election. And the general election is Tuesday, November 2nd. Tuesday, November 2nd. In terms of the card that you talked about, anyone who's running and everyone who's running will be having their own cards.
Okay.
I have my own cards, and mine looks like this.
Okay.
All right. My slogan is integrity you can count on. And also on the other side of the card, it tells you of the issues that I'm running on, and it tells you a little bit about myself. And so this is the card that I've been sharing with the community, and I've had a lot of volunteers who've been making lid drops for me. I myself have been going out. I enjoy going out.
I know you do.
I enjoy knocking on doors. I enjoy talking to people because I need to hear from you. Part of being an effective leader, and I've been an administrator for over 30 years now. I've been an administrator for a long time, since I was 18 years old. I've been in administrative leadership positions. And what I've learned as an administrator is that you don't have all the answers. All right, I am a transformational leader. And transformational leaders, we need to hear from the individuals who are most impacted, and together for us to come up with solutions that would best benefit, our community. So that's why I truly enjoy knocking on doors, truly enjoy talking to people, hearing from you, because when you have a leader that's not connected with the community, then you cannot be effective at addressing the issues that the community is facing. So I enjoy going out, I enjoy talking to people, and I can go into more details as to the issues that I've been hearing. Mm-hmm. And I can tell you, and that's how I was able to formulate what my platform was going to look like. It is really based on hearing from the community, talking to the people, talking to leaders within the community, because I had a platform committee which involved everyday individuals who are living here in Stratford, who are seeing firsthand, experiencing firsthand the struggles that they are having, that can really talk to me. And then that's how I really formulated my platform. My platform is not based on what I think
it's a community.
It's a community, and we are all in this together.
What are some of the main issues that you're hearing about that you'd like to change?
Yeah, so the issues around taxes. Oh. Taxes is really people are really feeling the pain here in Stratford. Some people that I've spoken to, they are paying as much as $1,000 more in taxes. That's a lot of money, especially people who are struggling.
$1,000 more than what?
Than what they were paying. So if they were paying
like a year ago. Oh my God.
Yes,
okay.
So $1,000 more, their taxes went up. So imagine that if you were paying $6,000 in taxes, now you're paying $7,000 in taxes. Now the mayor, what she did this year is that she gave everybody a $30 tax break. And then she's claiming how she cut taxes. Folks, don't be fooled, all right? Don't be fooled. You know, saving you $30 doesn't make up for the $1,000 more that you are paying.
Definitely
All right,
does
so
not.
it does not equate.
No way.
Let's do the math, and we know clearly it does not help you. So people are really struggling, and in the height of COVID, when we had an opportunity actually to extend time to give people an opportunity for them to catch their breath from COVID, that's when this mayor decided to really increase everybody's taxes. But the interesting thing is that she gave other people tax breaks. You know, so her golf club, you know, got a 35% tax break.
Now that sounds familiar.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, we need a change.
We need change, because we need someone who's going to be for everyone, not just for the few. And this is a town, and we are a community of people. We all live here together, and it is not right, and it's not equitable that you are picking and choosing who you give tax breaks to, and the people who are really most affected of losing their jobs and having an array of issues during COVID, that's when you decide to raise their taxes. And raise their taxes to a point that is just unbelievable high. So that is really a big problem. For the first time, I mean, I think for the last 30 years that I've lived here in Stratford, only once have we ever been on the distressed list of municipalities. Under this leadership of the mayor that we have right now, we are considered a very distressed town. And what does that mean? It means that we have businesses leaving our towns, and they're taking jobs with them. So the example that I can give you is that the mayor will go into ribbon cutting and say, oh, we have this business coming. Well, this business is bringing 50 jobs, but the business that left took with them 150 jobs. So we have unemployment, which is very high in Stratford, which is one of the reasons we're considered a distressed town, because of high unemployment rates here in Stratford. And look at the dynamics. So we are under the distress list of municipalities, and then that's when your mayor raise your taxes. So you are not working, but now you're paying $1,000 more in taxes.
During COVID, nonetheless, that's when everyone was totally stressed,
yes,
losing jobs, the country was shut down, and you raise taxes.
Yes.
In my language, that's just heartless.
It is heartless.
Heartless. I can't think of any other word that's used that. At that time, I feel like there should have been a freeze on everything, so that there's no price gouging. Yes. You should have freeze the price of bread,
yes,
taxes, rents, everything.
Yes.
And I just want to bring up one thing. I heard that the moratorium is going to run out on a lot of folks tomorrow for their rents, unless something happens in D.C.
Yes.
So, and I know that's going to affect a lot of folks here in Connecticut as well.
Absolutely.
Can you speak just a little bit about that, if you can?
That is something that we in Stratford, we need to look at and to see how we can really help our constituents. You know, one of the things that I hear talking and knocking on doors is the amount of money that people are paying for them to keep a roof over their heads. All right, so we have over 50% of people in Stratford who are paying over 60% of their income to keep a roof over their heads. So that means half of the money that they bring in is just really to keep a roof over their heads. More than half. Yes, more than half. Sometimes it's 60%, you know, that they're paying to keep a roof over their heads. So you have the younger generation who would like to move in Stratford, but they can't because rent is just so high. So another issue is in terms of really having affordable housing. You know, we don't have affordable housing here well, I shouldn't say we don't have. We could do better. We could do better. And we've had opportunities, you know, for us to do better. But the administration that we have, you know, has really, because of, again, of lack of vision, has not led those opportunities come through. Whether if it's economic development, have not let those opportunities come through of making our towns a better town, bringing a robust type of business here in town so that the taxes can go high and so that people can be able to afford, to live in Stratford. So the issues are just great. And I was really flabbergasted that, the mayor, when she had her first fundraiser, they asked her, the reporter asked her, so what are the issues that you see, in Stratford that people are facing? She said, well, I do hear people having problems with the roads. The roads needs to be paved. I mean, how out of touch could you be? How out of touch could you? Do you knock on doors? Do you hear from people? And if people are just complaining about roads, who are you talking to?
Exactly.
Who are you talking to? Are you talking to the people that you raised their taxes $1,000? Are those the people that you're talking to? Yes, roads are a problem. But if roads are insignificant if they cannot keep a roof over their heads.
Exactly.
Roads are insignificant if they cannot pay their taxes, and so on and so. I mean, I was just appalled, when I heard that.
Of course.
And part of it is also, it tells me that you either don't care or you're just simply so out of touch, with the community, and that you are not speaking with the community.
Or you don't know, and why don't you know?
Absolutely.
It's your job to know
It is.
what's important to the community.
Absolutely.
And that's just the bottom line.
Yes.
And I know that I'm not a mayor or anything, just out of just customer service
Yes.
and, hanging out with my clients. I am a Medicare and life insurance agent, so I talk to my clients about what concerns them. Are you concerned about, the price of health care? You have to know what's going on with the people that's in the business that you're in.
Absolutely.
And if you are a mayor of a town and you don't know what's going on, then you're exactly right. You're
Yeah.
out of touch with the people. And if you're out of touch with the people, you're not performing adequate service.
No.
And as a mayor, you are a public service.
Absolutely.
And that's what
you are the champion for the
Yes,
community.
exactly.
And I have to say, my role, one of the roles that I have currently is that I work for the state of Connecticut, Department of Mental Health and Addiction Services. I am the Director of Education and Training. So that's probably why I love to knock on doors and love to teach, because that's what I do. But I'm also a union delegate. And as a union delegate, I am continuously advocating, for the working class, for people. And when I go up to Hartford, oh my God,
Here
comes
she comes.
Immaculate.
Here comes the Hellraiser. What is she going to hit us with today?
So and part of being a mayor is being the champion, is being the champion for your community, is really communicating, with all the other individuals, local, state, federal leaders, to really fight for your community and bring things to your community to make your community a better place for people to live.
Absolutely. You are the voice of the people.
Absolutely.
We can't go individually. You speak for us.
Right.
And that's pretty much the bottom line.
Yeah. And another problem that I'm hearing is the issue of gerrymandering. And I cannot stress enough of how important this election is. And I'm asking everyone to please exercise your rights, as a voter, to go and vote. If you are not registered to vote, you contact me and I will be more than happy to help you get registered to vote. So the issue of gerrymandering is that what the Republicans have done here in Stratford is that they have unfair lines. So meaning that we have one district that looks like an octopus. And you have individuals where you and I could live right next to each other, or we can live across from each other. I can go and vote down the street at the local school, but you have to travel across town, for you to go and vote. I knocked on one door of a woman, 98 years old, and this woman has been voting since she could ever remember. She is just big voter, always out voting. And when they gerrymandered the districts, now she has to find a ride where she could have walked to the local school and go and vote. Now, every election, for the last 16 years, she has to find somehow for her to get there because she doesn't drive. She has to be able to find someone to get her. I mean, that is stifling the voices of the people. That's what gerrymandering is. It is stifling the voices of the people to suppress their votes so that you have one party that is continuously in charge, one party that's continuously in power. And unfortunately, that party is not really doing a service for the community. So gerrymandering is a big issue, and this year, with this election, we're going to be, it's so important that people, because we have to redraw the lines again. And if we have a Republican mayor, and if we have a Republican council, believe me, what they've done, it's only going to get worse.
It's going to continue.
It's going to continue, if not get worse. Because what they're going to do is continuously design the districts, design the lines so that they remain in power. And that is not fair to the people, and that's not fair to the community.
Exactly.
So I promise that when I am mayor, and I am working very hard to get our entire slate to be elected, that's one of the issues that we will tackle. And that's one of the issues we will address, and we will make the lines right again for everybody, not just for a select few.
Exactly. So in my ears, that's voter suppression.
Yes.
Okay. And it seems like to me, what's going on around in this country, if you can't beat them, cheat them.
Yeah.
So let's not be cheated. Let's get that information. Let's find out where to vote, and let's vote for people that are concerned about our or your concerns, policies that you believe in. And on that note, we're done already. We have like 10 seconds. Last words, Immaculate.
Okay, last words. Please, everybody, exercise your rights to vote. We have a lot of people who died for us to have that opportunity to vote. Please go and vote.
Thank you so much for joining us. This is the David Goodman Reality and Truth Show, and we're on your side.
Thank you. All right.